I guess I should be happy it's over. What's up, everybody? Back today to talk about The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies, or whatever they're calling it. Finally over after 3 movies and, 7.5 hours or whatever it comes out to in time, running time. This is the shortest one of all of them, thank God. And this is probably my favorite one of all of them because it just didn't have such a happy-go-lucky, cartoony tone. This one was kind of, I guess, working into the Lord of the Rings trilogy, so it was getting a little darker. It had some, foreshadowing to the original trilogy, which I liked. And, the first 2 videos I did about The Hobbit, the original one, I was really disappointed. The second one I thought was slightly better. And this one, maybe because it was ending, I don't know, maybe I'm in a better mood. I just like this one a little better. It felt a lot quicker paced, and it was shorter, in general. I still have the same problems I did with the original films. At least in this one, they kind of shut me up. My biggest complaint about the first 2 films was so much stuff happened to the hobbits. I mean, not the hobbits, but the dwarves, and none of them died. At least in this one, a couple of them died. Brought a little realism to it. And, after watching them for 7 hours or whatever, you felt a little something when they died. So I liked that part. I liked all the fighting. Of course, I liked the orcs. I liked the elves. Legolas gets to do all the cool shit again, as usual. I still think there's too much CGI compared to the original trilogy, even though, like I said in the second video, when I had watched some of the original trilogy, the CGI wasn't as good as I remembered. There's a scene in this one that has, each movie I pick out like a special scene that just has especially bad CGI. And the one on this one was, they had these little war goats. They were pretty cool looking, like little mountain goats and that the dwarves rode. And there's one scene where they're climbing up a mountain. And it's cool because, obviously only a battle goat or whatever could do that. But it looks really CGI because, it's hopping around on the side of the mountain. And there's other parts that have really bad CGI. But then there's parts that have good CGI. One of my favorite scenes in the movie was they're on the mountain. I forgot what the mountain's called, whatever. Gandalf's trapped, and then the elf, Cate Blanchett, comes to help him, and then Saruman's there, Christopher Lee or whatever his name is. Hugo Weaving's there, and they battle it out with the wraiths, and then Sauron shows his, evil eye, so to speak. I liked that scene the best out of all the scenes of the movie. I just thought it was cool because that basically had more of my favorite characters, and it was like more like the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's all I can say, really. I'm happy it's over. I was kind of sad at the end. I'm like, but then I thought to myself real quickly, eventually Disney will buy the rights to all this shit that, like, they buy every fucking property, Marvel, Star Wars, all that stuff. They'll reboot it in like 10 years and they'll either have, stories using the same characters or some sort of thing, reboot the entire 6 movies, God only knows. But, if J.J. Abrams is still around, I guess they'll give him the fucking job, I don't know, or whoever's popular then. I like this one better than all the other Hobbit movies. I'll still give it a 3.5 out of 5 because the bad CGI just takes me out of it. I finally started liking Oakenshield. I think it's Lee Pace that plays him. I just felt more in this movie. I knew it was the end. I knew I wasn't going to have to sit through another 2 hours. One big complaint was the first 10 minutes of this movie, though, should have been on the end of the second movie to make the second movie more complete and to make this movie its own. Because this movie just starts exactly where the second movie ended, and the first 10 minutes are like the end of the second movie. And I understand why they did it, but it kind of annoyed me because, like I said, they should have just still condensed it into 2 movies one day. Maybe I'll edit it down into a 5-hour spectacular and get my ass sued off by whoever owns the rights at that time. But yeah, that's it for the Hobbit trilogy. So check out my other 2 videos. Let me know what you thought about the Hobbit trilogy as a whole. It seems like when the first Hobbit movie came out, I was, one of the few people that really didn't like it. And then it seems like as the time has gone on, more people have jumped on that bandwagon, so to speak. Not that it's really a bandwagon. I still don't think they're horrible movies. I still think they're cool for kids. I still think they're fun. See you guys all soon. Bye.